Okay, question 4. It's going to be a dashed line. It's ready to graph because we know the y-intercept is -1. And the slope in this case is the number in front of the x, which is 1. So 1 over 1. Go to the y-axis. -1 starts it off. Rise over run. Up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, and so on and so on. Okay? Down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1. Take your ID, make a dashed line. Because it is less than, we want we want points below the line. So I'm shading everything below the line. If you're a point on the line, you are not a solution because dash means not inclusive. It is not part of the party. Number 5, first thing we need to do is get y by itself. It is going to be a solid line because there is the or equal to that is there. So I'm just going to subtract an x. And as I subtract that x, I do not flip the inequality. The y-intercept turns out to be at 3. And the slope turns out to be at -1 over 1. Go up to 3 to start it off. That's a 2. And then play the slope game up. It would be down 1 because it's -1. Down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. Or up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1. Take your ID. It is going to be a solid line. And we shade above it. And the reason why we're shading above it is because that inequality is greater than. So I want points that are greater than that. Now, if you were to give me a point on the line, that would be fine. Solid means it's closed, it's inclusive, it's part of the solution, it's part of the party. And then number 8, which of the following are solutions? A is on the boundary line, and because it is solid this time, that is inclusive. -10, -1, -10, -1 is, that's +1, is right here. That is in our shaded zone. The shaded zone continues on forever. 8, 7 is almost, but not quite. So no on C. 4, 4, 4, 4, again, we are on the boundary line, and because that boundary line is solid, it is a solution. 0, -3, down here, that is not a solution, so E is not. If possible, state a point in quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. A point that is and point that is not. So a point that is a solution, there's more than one answer. I'm just going to take this point right here. 2, 6 is a solution. And again, there is more than one answer. 4, 7 is more than one. Not a solution, 6, 2. 6, 2 is not. As long as it's not in the shaded region, it's not a solution. And which quadrant contains no solutions of the graph? Well, that's quadrant 4. Okay, quadrant 4 contains no solutions of the graph. Lastly, I had not finished off number 11 with my first hour, but number 11 then right here, we got to this point of creating the two equations. Now we add them together. As I add those together, I get 25x equals 25. The y is eliminated. Divide by 25, and x is 1. I found my x, I need to go find my y. So to find y, I just took the top equation, brought it over, plugged in x is 1, and then from there, subtracted 9. 2 minus 9 is -7. Divided both sides by -7. And -7 divided by -7, y is 1. And that should do it. Do your math.